In this video, I'm going to share with you some thoughts I have about NIO Incorporated, the EV car company based in China, and I'll share my opinions of why I think this car company is going to go far in 2021. I think the price could double by the end of the year. Watch this video and find out why. NIO Limited Incorporated designs, manufactures, and sells its electric vehicles in the People's Republic of China, Hong Kong, and also the United States, and parts of Europe, including the United Kingdom and Germany. Now, this company has 5, 6, and 7-seater electric SUVs, and they're also involved with the provisioning of energy and service packages to the owners of these vehicles. You may have heard of their Power Swap, which is a battery swapping service, which allows them to swap out the battery packs in electric vehicles in less than 3 minutes. So now owners of the vehicles, instead of recharging them at charging stations or at their homes, can just pull into a battery swapping center, have the battery swapped out, in roughly the same time it would take to fill a regular car with gasoline. So NIO, the car maker, stock symbol NIO, was easily one of the biggest winners in the stock market last year. In fact, their stock gained more than 1,600% in the past year relative to the S&P 500. In fact, in the past month, the stock price has increased over 50%, and it's not showing any signs of slowing down. Of course, one of the big concerns is that Tesla recently released their first Chinese-made Model Y and making it available to the population of China, and they're expected to slash prices once production levels start rising. We'll have to wait and see if the Chinese government allows Tesla to do that. I don't know that NIO's too worried. They've been growing by triple digits over the past few quarters. For example, in Q4 of 2020, NIO delivered over 17,000 vehicles. That's huge because that represents a 111% increase on a year-over-year basis. In fact, in December of 2020, they set a record by delivering 7,007 vehicles just in that 1 month alone. And by closing that quarter so strong, NIO was able to deliver 43,728 vehicles for the year. And on the financial aspect, their revenues surpassed the guidance, which was around $1 billion. And that represents a 130% year-over-year increase. So NIO's fiscal revenues rose to nearly $2.75 billion, which easily beat the consensus estimates of around $2.4 billion. Now, the naysayers snub their nose at NIO just because they haven't been profitable yet. But I'm predicting at their present rate of growth and success, that possibly within 2022, this company should start being profitable. Now, the company recently just sold some shares, 68 million in fact, which allowed them to raise some capital, and now they have $3.3 billion in cash sitting in the bank. Now, obviously, with that much cash in hand, it seems likely that they'll build their second factory as well as dedicate a large portion of that for some R&D efforts. Now, we just saw earlier this month, on NIO Day, when they showed off their new ET7 electric luxury sedan. Now, based on what we saw, it's expected to be the company's first autonomous vehicle. It's got a super sleek design. I don't know if you've seen it yet. If you haven't, you should search the web and take a look. It's a really sharp-looking car. Plus, it boasts a range of over 620 miles with a solid-state battery option. But keep in mind, this is a luxury vehicle, so the starting price tag is $69,100. But if the new owner opts in for the company's battery subscription program, that's where they take the battery and swap it out at one of the battery swapping stations, the purchase price of the car drops to $58,300. Other notable features include 33 hardware sensors within this vehicle, which include a LiDAR sensor. You may recall from one of my earlier videos, LiDAR is the light detection and ranging system, which provides one of the key components needed for building a vehicle built for autonomous operation. Now, don't be confused. Just because this car is loaded with capability, including onboard computing systems and possibly a 150 kilowatt-hour battery pack, it still has some get up and go, and the company states the car can go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. That's the equivalent of 62 miles per hour in just 3.9 seconds. Now let's take a look at some of the financials behind NIO. NIO Limited is based out of Shanghai, China, and they employ 7,442 full-time employees. NIO has a market cap of $91 billion, which is roughly 2.3 times larger than Ford, and their stock volume is just over 98 million shares, so liquidity from an investment standpoint shouldn't be a problem. I just brought up a daily chart for NIO, and it goes back for 1 full year. If you check out this chart, it's pretty interesting to note that the price for NIO at the end of May is still under $4. But then the share price rockets up from there, and I believe it closed just over $58 today. So that's a growth rate of over 14.5 times. Now let's take a look at the market cap of NIO Limited. Starting with January 31st, 2019, which is only 13 months ago, the market cap was just over $4 billion. And then in December of 2020, just 1 month ago, the market cap was $87.72 billion. Now in January 2021, the market cap is just over $91 billion. Next, let's take a look at the earnings and revenue estimates for NIO. So the 2021 earning estimate is minus 34 cents, so still not quite profitable yet. So that number doesn't concern me because I know that NIO Limited is going through a growth phase, and so they need to spend money in order to continue their expansion and growth. New factories, a new dedicated R&D facility, expanding to other areas of the world. This all makes sense. Next, if we look at the revenue estimate, we could see that in 2020, the average estimate was $2.47 billion, but for 2021, it's almost doubled at $4.8 billion. And they're projecting its estimated sales growth of 98.6%. And if we scroll further down the page, we'll be able to see what the analyst recommendations are. Check out the bottom right-hand corner. Let me zoom in so it makes it a little bit easier for us to read. From the vertical bar chart, you can see the number of analysts that were involved in each quarter and what rating they gave. And then on the horizontal scale below, you can see the overall cumulative score recommendation rating. At the beginning of this video, I already mentioned that I think the share price for NIO stock could double by the end of 2021. But when you get right down to it, I can see NIO stock hitting $120 per share by the end of this year. What about you? What price do you think NIO will reach by the end of this year? Do you think it'll rocket past my prediction? Or do you think it's all hype and it's going to come crashing down? Or maybe you think it's going to trade flat and go sideways for a while? Be sure to let me know what you think by posting a comment down below. Obviously, there's no right or wrong answer. If we could predict the future, that would be awesome. We'd all be rich. But I think it'll be interesting and fun for all of us to compare notes regarding where we think the NIO stock price is going to end up. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button. If you're still watching this video, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I also want to wish you good luck and lots of success with all of your trades.